Hi, I'm Fernando. In this video, I'm gonna talk about price differences between companies and products and services. Why are there so many different prices for what looks like the same exact thing?
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great.
Hi, welcome back. So, price differences is a big challenge for all entrepreneurs and all business owners. Overcoming price objections is something that everybody has. Now, the key thing is to be able to explain why you're charging a certain price for a particular product and service. And that is where many businesses fail. They either don't know how to price their products or services, and they just compare with other companies what other people are charging, and they basically come up with the same price, or they just simply don't know how to communicate the reason behind the prices to their prospects or to their clients. Now, one of the things that's important to understand, if you're in business, you need to be able, and you're in a for-profit business, you want to make a profit. So you're in business to make money. So you have to get that clear in your head. Your customers have to have that clear in their head as well. However, customers and everybody, like you're also a customer when it comes to buying something, you always try to get the best deal, the best bang for your buck. So there's a balance there to now when you're a business owner, you kind of are more conscious about that than non-business owners that are just consumers. So you want to make sure that you communicate to your clients and your prospects that you're being fair, you have a fair price, you're providing a lot of value, and it's worth whatever it is that you're charging for it. And where do you come up with that price, that number? You have to have some math in place in order to come up with those numbers. Don't simply just copy those numbers from somewhere else and not even know if if you're being profitable or not. For example, if you are providing a service, you have to be able to determine how many hours does it take to fulfill the promise of servicing a customer, right? How many hours does it take for you to do that work, or for your staff to do that work, for your company in general to do that work? And the number of hours has a big impact in how much it's going to cost you, and then that is going to reflect the price that you should have for your customers. So when you're looking for some work to do and you find a big task that maybe you haven't done before, you have to be able to estimate every single line item, all the variables that are in place for you to actually get the job done. It's not just a matter of saying, oh, I'm just going to do several hours of work and just ballpark it. Because at the end of the day, you really don't know the numbers. You might end up spending more time on the task, and you're going to end up not being profitable. And so if you're trying to win a client with price, you're going to lose a client by price. So there's always people that just shop around by looking at price, and they don't really understand what they're buying. So they're just comparing based on what they do understand, which is money. So you as a business owner, you have to be careful not to fall in that trap of competing on price and trying to discount your services just to gain a customer. Because a customer that doesn't appreciate and understand the value of what you're offering, then you're likely going to lose that customer later on based on price. So it's important for you to present your value proposition in a right way. And you want to make sure that you are providing value. You're not just giving a customer some standard substandard support, a substandard product. And that's another key area. A unique selling proposition between businesses is that not all the businesses have and provide the quality products and services. So let me break down in 5 points how to set your prices, and maybe even how to explain your prices to a customer. So let me just write down here a couple of things. So first, in order to come up with pricing, you have to understand that how many hours or how much time, right? How much time does it take to provide the service or the product? In general, it's not just a one-time occurrence. Like over time, if it's just a time to make the product, time to deliver the product, time to service the product, you have to put all those variables together and consider that. How much time? And this is one area that with time, some companies might do things faster than other companies. And there's different reasons for that. Maybe they're not providing the full they're not being as detailed as some other company, or maybe they're not providing as much product or as much services as the other company. So that's one reason why somebody might be doing it quicker than another. Or maybe they have more people working on it. Instead of one person, they have multiple people work. So there's different, those are the variables. So you have to consider that. And as a consumer and as a business owner, when you see price difference in the time duration to do something, those are the variables that affect time. The other one is the cost of support, the cost of staff, right? Cost of staff. How much does it cost your people to provide that service? Your staff, your employees, or yourself if it's just yourself. But even if it's just yourself as a business owner, you have to price it like somebody else is going to do it for you in terms of your staff. Because otherwise you'll always be shortchanging your company and you won't grow in that area. So you want to be able to price it according to how much is it going to cost you to support, to pay your staff to do the work that you're asking them to do. And it's kind of simple. It's a very simplistic approach here, but there's a lot more involved. How much does it cost to have an employee? And that cost, you have to kind of put it into your overhead as well. So cost, time, and again, this varies. The staff varies from company to company. A company that has one person, two people, three people has fewer costs in terms of staff than a company that has more people, right? So that's a variable there. The other is the cost of tools, right? The tools and services. The services and tools. Every company has a tool set, has services that they have in order to do business, right? Every company pays for products and services in order for them to be in business and do what you're paying them to do better. A good company will pay for services. This could be like a content management system to keep track of records, an accounting program, an office suite, just to create documents, create invoices, that sort of thing. So companies have that cost associated with running the business. And again, different companies have different tools and different solutions in order to do their business. And the more professional ones tend to have more of this in place, and then it adds up to the final price, right? So we're talking about price. At the end of the day, I'm talking about how do you come up with price? Well, again, how much time does it take to provide the service? How much does it cost the people to do it that work for you? The tools that you have in place, the products that maybe you have to rent something, rent a tool or some equipment. Those are all costs, right? And the other one is just company overhead, right? Company overhead. In general, just to be in business, you have utilities to pay, your light bill, your internet bill, your office supplies, different things. Maybe you put in marketing or some other line item. To run the business, you have some type of overhead. So all of that has to be factored in across all your products and services in order for you to be profitable. Otherwise, if you're just thinking of one thing and you're pricing one thing and just being very simple in terms of providing a price and cost, you're going to be missing out on all these costs that are associated just to run a business, okay? So we got time, we got cost of the staff, the cost of your services and tools, your general company overhead, right? And obviously, like I said, if you're a for-profit business, you want to make a profit. So you want to know what's your profit margin. Okay? So after you do all of this, then you also want to be able to make a profit, right? So sometimes I see people that just jump in straight and say, I want to make this much profit. They mark up a simple cost and they just mark it up, but then they leave out all these other variables. So when you're setting up your prices, you want to make sure you cover all the bases. And as a consumer, when you see price differences and you're shopping around, if you don't understand what's behind the price, you're going to end up just shopping on price, and you're going to think that it's going to take the same amount of time, the same amount of skill, the same amount of people, everything behind is going to be the same. And so if you're questioning which company to go with or which team to join, you want to ask these type of questions. What's behind the company? How is the company supported? How do they work? What do they have? The staff, if they have people, right? Are they trained? How much, training costs a lot of money. So if people are trained, that's more value. That training turns up into quality products and services. If nobody's really trained, and then why are you charging me so much if your people are not even trained? That's kind of just a way of thinking, right? So again, tools. If you're using all free tools, or things that are just no tools at all, you're doing everything paper-based, for example, and the customer gets something that is very simple, paper and nothing, no record keeping and that sort of thing, that's value. So when you're comparing companies, a company that has all these things in place comes out as more professional, provides more quality products and services, and they are there for the long term, and have a better customer retention and customer satisfaction. So these are very important to understand in terms of pricing. And I just thought I just talk a little bit about this. If you find this video interesting and you like the video, please like the video. Click on the subscribe to the channel, and click on the notification icon to be notified of my future videos. And I'll see you on the next one.